Ah, my dear audience, you beautiful misfits and outcasts, the ones who have been doubted, mocked, and discarded. Welcome to the show. Today, I'm not here to teach you how to become the real deal. No. You already are. The world just hasn't had the guts to admit it yet. Let that sink in for a moment, because you've lived your life in the shadows of others' opinions, and for too long, you've allowed the world to define what you are, who you are, and whether you deserve to be here. But no more. You are here, not by mistake, but by design. And every scar, every wound, every tear you've shed has forged you into something that's undeniable. You are the realest thing this world will ever witness, and no one can take that from you. You see, people know it, they just don't want to say it. They're afraid to admit it, because the truth is uncomfortable. The truth shatters their carefully constructed illusions. The realness that you embody is too raw for them to handle. It's too unapologetic for their fragile egos. And that's the thing about realness. It doesn't beg for validation. It doesn't apologize for existing. Realness isn't some polished facade or carefully curated image for the world to consume. It's the unfiltered you, the version of yourself that isn't afraid to be seen in all its brutal glory. People might talk behind your back and try to make you feel like you're less than, but deep down they know they're looking at something that they could never be. You've walked through hell and back, and it's only made you stronger, but most importantly, it's made you real. Real people don't sit around waiting for the approval of others because they've learned that no one's opinion has the power to define them. You've already defined yourself. You've made it this far through the blood, sweat, and tears you've shed for every victory, every setback, every battle you've fought in the silence of your own soul. And let's be honest, the world would be a lot less interesting if it were filled with the kind of fake people they try to glorify. The ones who hide behind smiles and pretend everything's perfect while they're dying inside. Those people aren't real. They're just illusions passing by, pretending to be something they're not. But you are the real deal, the embodiment of every struggle, every hardship, every lesson learned through pain. You've been through the fire and come out the other side still standing, not because life is kind, but because you've earned your place in this world. So when they doubt you, when they mock you, when they look at you like you're less, then remind them of this simple truth. You don't need their approval. You don't need their validation, because what you have inside of you cannot be replicated or copied. You are one of a kind, and anyone who dares to question your worth only exposes their ignorance. The world loves to put people into boxes. They love to label and categorize, but you can't be boxed in, because you are everything they wish they could be, and more. The truth is, people admire you, even if they won't admit it. They envy the way you walk through life with a confidence that's born from surviving your own personal walls. They watch you from the sidelines, wondering how you do it, how you stay standing when everything around you is crumbling. It's because you are real. Real people have this incredible ability to keep moving forward, no matter how many times life knocks them down. They rise because they know they have no other choice. And let's talk about that for a moment. The strength it takes to be real. It's not the kind of strength that comes from lifting weights or being physically tough. It's the strength that comes from standing in the face of adversity and refusing to bend. The world wants to break you. It wants to make you fit into its narrow little view of what's acceptable, what's normal, what's expected. But you've rejected that. You've chosen to live on your terms, to define your own path, and that's what makes you untouchable. People might try to tear you down. They might whisper behind your back or even throw obstacles in your way, but none of that can break the realness that you've built within yourself. They don't understand the pain you've been through, the battles you've fought, the nights you've spent alone. questioning everything, but still pushing forward. They don't see the weight you carry or the sacrifices you've made. They only see the results, the final version of you, the one who's survived and come out stronger. But they don't realize that survival isn't something that happens by chance. It's a result of grit, determination, and an unwavering belief in yourself. And that's why they fear you. They fear what they can't understand. They fear the raw power that comes from living an authentic life, one that doesn't apologize for its scars or its struggles. But here's the thing they don't realize. The harder they try to break you, the stronger you become. You see, when you're real, nothing can touch you because you've already faced the worst and come out on top. You've been pushed to the edge and yet you're still here. That's the kind of resilience that the world doesn't know how to handle, and they won't be able to break you no matter how hard they try, because what you have is unshakable. It's the power that comes from knowing who you are and owning it completely. The moment you stop seeking approval, the moment you stop caring about what others think of you, is the moment you unlock your true potential. So to those who doubt you, to those who mock you, to those who try to make you feel small, remember this. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. Your existence is proof enough. Your journey is your testimony. You don't need their approval to keep going because you're already the realest thing in the room. You are the proof that the world doesn't get to decide your worth. You decide it. And as long as you continue to walk this earth as your authentic self, no one will ever be able to touch what you've built. They might try to label you. They might try to make you feel like you don't fit in. But the truth is, you never were meant to fit in. You were meant to stand out, to make a mark on this world that no one else can erase. And the more they try to break you, the more they reveal their own insecurities. The more they try to tear you down, the more they show how afraid they are of the realness that you represent. You see, it's not about you being perfect. It's about you being real, and that's something they can never take from you. So keep moving forward. Keep showing up, even when the world tells you to hide. Keep being unapologetically yourself, because that's what makes you unstoppable. You're not here to please anyone. You're here to be the realest version of yourself, and that's more than enough. Let them whisper, let them talk, let them mock you. Because in the end, the only opinion that matters is yours. You already know who you are, and that's the only truth you need to live by. In the end, when it's all said and done, you will be the one standing tall while they're left behind, trying to figure out who they are. You are the realest thing this world has ever seen, and nothing can change that. So stand proud, walk tall, and never let anyone make you question your worth again. The world is full of noise, of distractions, of voices telling you who you should be, how you should act, what you should wear, what you should believe. But none of that matters. None of that has the slightest influence on who you are at your core. Who you are was never meant to be determined by the opinions of others. You are not a reflection of what they think you are. You are a reflection of what you know to be true about yourself, of what you've built through fire, sweat, and tears, through every single battle you've fought, some that no one will ever know about, and some that you will never forget. Your worth is not contingent on anyone's approval. It never has been. It never will be. You've always known, deep down, that you're different. You've felt it, seen it, and at times even cursed it, because it wasn't easy being different. But here's the truth, my friend. Different is exactly what you are meant to be. The world doesn't need more replicas. The world doesn't need more of the same old, same old. It doesn't need more plastic, more masks, more people pretending to be something they're not. The world needs more of you, unfiltered, raw, untamed, and unapologetic. Because the truth is, you have something that no one else can replicate. You have your story, your struggles, your battles, your scars, and each one has shaped you into the masterpiece you are today. Every step, every challenge, every sacrifice has brought you to this moment, and you are here for a reason. You see, the reason people don't understand you, the reason they mock you, the reason they try to break you down, is because they are afraid. Afraid of what they could never be. Afraid of the power that you wield simply by being who you are. They fear your strength, not because it's physical or because it's loud, but because it is unwavering. It is a quiet strength that emanates from within you. It is the strength that comes from surviving the storm and still standing. It's the resilience that nobody can teach you because it's something that's earned, something that only comes when you've been through hell and you still choose to rise. They fear the way you can stand alone without needing the approval of anyone. They fear the way you walk through life with your head held high without apology. They fear your ability to thrive in an environment that would crush most people because you are not here to simply survive. You are here to conquer. It's easy to let the world convince you that you are nothing, that your worth is wrapped up in the opinions of others. It's easy to believe that the world's standards of success and happiness are the only ones that matter. But let me tell you something, they're wrong. The world will constantly try to put you in a box, label you, make you fit into their neat little categories, but you don't belong in a box. You never did. You're a force of nature, not something to be confined. Your worth is not defined by your ability to conform, to fit in, to meet their expectations. Your worth is defined by your courage to walk your own path, to carve your own future, and to own every part of who you are, even the parts that others may judge or misunderstand. The truth is, they want to make you doubt yourself because they can't handle the power you hold. They can't stand the fact that you've been through so much and you're still here, still standing, still fighting, still chasing your dreams, while they hide behind their facades, pretending everything is fine. They want to see you fall. They want to see you break. But you're not here for their entertainment. You're here to rise. And each time they push you down, you will get back up, stronger than ever, more determined than ever. Don't ever let them convince you that you're not enough. Don't let them make you think you need to be something you're not. You don't need their approval, their acceptance, or their validation. You've already validated yourself through every battle you've fought, every risk you've taken, every failure you've turned into a lesson. You've validated yourself by surviving. And that's the thing about realness. It's not about being flawless. It's not about being perfect. Realness is about being unapologetically you, about embracing every part of yourself, even the broken parts, because those are the parts that have made you stronger. Those are the parts that have taught you the most. Those are the parts that make you the real deal. Look at your reflection in the mirror. What do you see? Do you see someone who has been beaten down? Someone who has been told they're not good enough? Someone who has been told to change, to fit in, to conform? Or do you see someone who has endured, who has battled, who has fought for their place in this world, no matter the cost? Do you see someone who has the strength to keep going, no matter how many times they've been knocked down? Because that's what's real. The strength to keep moving forward, even when the world tells you to stop. The courage to keep going, even when everything inside of you is telling you to quit. The resilience to rise again, again, and again. Let me remind you of something else. Every time they try to tear you down, every time they try to make you question your worth, it's because they are threatened. It's because they see in you something that they lack. They see your fearlessness and wish they had the same courage. They see your confidence and wonder how you got it. They see your strength and wish they could be as strong. They envy your ability to live your truth and wish they could do the same, but they can't. They don't have the fire that you have. They don't have the resilience that you have. They don't have the courage to be unapologetically themselves, flaws and all. But you do. And that's what makes you unstoppable. They can't handle your realness because it reminds them of their own insecurities. It forces them to confront the things they've been hiding from, the parts of themselves that they refuse to face. Your authenticity is a mirror to their fakeness, and it makes them uncomfortable. They wish they could be as bold as you, as fearless as you, but they can't. And that's why they'll try to break you down. But no matter how much they try, they will never succeed, because you are already beyond them. They can never touch your power, your worth, your realness, because those things come from within you, and no one can ever take that away. You are not here to blend in. You are not here to follow the crowd. You are here to lead, to show the world that it's okay to be different, that it's okay to be real, that it's okay to be unapologetically yourself. The people who are meant to follow you will follow, not because you're trying to be something you're not, but because they recognize the authenticity in you. They recognize the strength in you. They recognize the realness that flows from you. And that's why they can't touch you. They can't replicate you. They can't bring you down. You are a force of nature, a living testament to the power of resilience, strength, and authenticity. The world will try to tell you that you are not enough, that you need to be more, that you need to change, that you need to fit in. But you already know the truth. You are more than enough. You are everything the world needs, and more. You are the realest thing this world will ever see, and nothing, no one, will ever take that away from you. So walk tall, stand proud, and never let anyone make you question your worth again, because you are worth more than they could ever understand. They will never comprehend the depths of your worth. You've spent too long trying to make sense of the world, trying to fit into spaces that weren't meant for you, trying to be something you're not. But now, the truth is undeniable. They will never grasp the full scope of what you bring to the table, because they are too caught up in their own limitations, too wrapped up in their small-minded views. But you, my friend, you've transcended all of that. You are something beyond their comprehension. You are a force, a being, a spirit, a reality that they will never be able to touch. The reason they will never understand your worth is simple, because they have never been through what you've been through. They haven't walked the same dark, lonely roads you've walked. They haven't felt the sting of rejection, the weight of betrayal, the burden of disappointment in the way you have. They've never had to dig deep within themselves to find the strength to rise again after being knocked down repeatedly. They don't know what it's like to face the abyss and still find the will to take another step forward. But you do. And that's why you are worth more than they could ever understand. Your journey has been one of resilience. It has been one of quiet, unshakable determination, and it has shaped you into someone who doesn't need anyone's validation to know their worth. Every hardship, every obstacle, every moment of pain and suffering has built a foundation under you that no one can tear down. They can throw their judgments, their insults, their projections, their doubts at you, but they will never be able to break the fortress that you've built. The walls of strength that surround you are not made of stone. They are made of experience, of wisdom, of hard-earned lessons. And while they may never understand it, you know that this strength, this unyielding power inside of you, is all you need to keep moving forward. They'll never know what it took for you to get here. They'll never see the late nights, the moments of self-doubt, the pain you've buried deep inside of yourself, or the times you've cried alone in the dark, wondering if it was all worth it. They don't see the scars on your heart, the invisible wounds that have shaped your character. They don't know the countless hours you've spent fighting against your own mind, telling yourself to keep going, telling yourself that you matter, telling yourself that your dreams are worth pursuing, even when the world made you feel like they were impossible. But you kept going. You didn't stop. And that's what they'll never understand. What they don't see is that your strength wasn't built on smooth paths. It wasn't built on ease or comfort or success handed to you on a silver platter. No, your strength was forged in the fires of hardship, in the moments when everything seemed hopeless, in the times when the world had turned its back on you, and you had to find a way to keep going. You had to keep pushing, not because you were guaranteed success, but because there was no other option. You had to keep moving, not because it was easy, but because you refused to let the darkness swallow you whole. And it's that refusal to give up, that determination to rise every time life knocks you down, that makes you worth more than they could ever understand. You see, worth is not something that can be measured by the material. It's not about the things you own or the status you've achieved. It's not about how many followers you have or how much money you make. Your worth, your true worth, is found in the person you've become through everything you've been through. It's found in the way you carry yourself, in the way you stand tall in the face of adversity, in the way you show up for yourself when no one else does. Your worth is found in your resilience, your authenticity, your ability to keep going when the world tells you to stop. And no matter how hard they try to convince you otherwise, they will never understand that. They will never understand the way you've had to fight for everything you've achieved. They will never understand the sacrifices you've made, the dreams you've put on hold, the personal battles you've fought in silence. They will never understand the times when you had to pick yourself up after falling, when you had to pull yourself out of the darkness, when there was no one else to help you. They will never understand how it feels to look in the mirror and still choose to love yourself even when the world has made you feel like you're unworthy of love. But you do. You understand it completely. And that understanding is what makes you invaluable. It is what makes you unstoppable. You see, their understanding of worth is superficial. They value people based on external things, how they look, what they own, what they can do for others. But that's not the real measure of a person's worth. True worth comes from within. It comes from the depths of your soul, from the fire that burns inside of you, from the passion that keeps you moving even when everything feels like it's falling apart. Your worth comes from your ability to be true to yourself, to live authentically, to pursue your dreams despite the obstacles in your way. They may try to break you, they may try to make you question yourself, but none of their attempts will ever diminish the truth of who you are. What's more, they will never understand the power you hold. Because power isn't about domination. It isn't about controlling others or forcing people to bow down to you. Power is about knowing who you are and standing in that truth, no matter the circumstances. Power is about owning your story, owning your pain, owning your strength, and using all of that to create a life that aligns with your deepest values and desires. It's about using everything you've been through as fuel to push forward, to keep rising, and to keep becoming the person you were always meant to be. They may try to take your power, to make you question it, but they will fail, because true power can never be taken. It can only be claimed. And you, my friend, have already claimed yours. They can never take what you've built inside of you. They can never break your spirit. They can never destroy the foundation of strength and resilience that you've created through your own sweat, your own tears, your own battles. They can try to tear you down, to make you feel small, but you will rise. You will rise every single time because you know who you are. You know what you've been through. You know what you're capable of. And that's something they will never understand. And here's the truth. You don't need them to understand. You don't need their validation or their approval. You don't need them to see your worth because you already know it. You already see it, and that's what makes you unstoppable. When you stop seeking approval from others, when you stop trying to fit into their narrow ideas of who you should be, that's when you truly step into your power. That's when you truly start living, truly start creating, truly start being the realest version of yourself. You don't need anyone else to tell you your worth because your worth is already written in the story of your life. Your worth is already embedded in every battle you've fought, every challenge you've overcome, and every piece of yourself that you've built from the ground up. And that's why you will always be worth more than they could ever understand. They'll never see it, but you don't need them to. You don't need their validation because you already know your worth. And when you know your worth, nothing, no one can ever take that away from you. You are valuable beyond measure. You are strong beyond belief. You are capable of achieving anything you set your mind to because your power, your realness, comes from within. And that is something that can never be taken from you. Keep standing tall, keep walking proud, and keep reminding yourself of the truth. You are worth more than they could ever understand. And that's exactly why you will always rise above them. In the end, remember this: your worth is not up for debate. It isn't defined by the opinions of others, nor is it measured by external achievements. Your worth is in your resilience, your authenticity, and your unwavering strength to keep moving forward despite the challenges life throws your way. You are the real deal, and no one, no matter how hard they try, can ever take that from you. Stand tall, walk proud, and never forget that you are worth more than they could ever understand. Keep rising, keep shining, and most importantly, keep being unapologetically you.